Here we go.
Man City. 3-1 to Bordeaux Glimp. I wouldn't say that I'm surprised that it happened with that backline being as light-skinned as it is. You guys need some dark-skinned energy back there. You guys need somebody to have a little bit of intimidator badge for you guys. But right now, it's looking very, very scary. So, with that being said, you guys lost 3-1 to Bordeaux Glimp. It's very disappointing. But you guys can't do this to Pep. That's one person you guys cannot do this to. It's Pep. You guys got to fight for Pep, you know? I've heard the rumors that it might be Pep's last season, it's coming to an end, but I don't think so. While he's here, you fight for Pep. You play for Pep. You listen to Pep. Don't just sit there and just be spread open like Prime Mia Khalifa the whole game. Especially to a team Bordeaux Glimp, man. Bordeaux Glimp? Bordeaux Glimp. I'm not even a Man City fan, and that's frustrating. Okay? Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about Rodri. Your time's looking a little bit scary, man. That ACL, I can see like you don't have that same flick to you. You know what I'm saying? It's looking pretty scary for you. For being a Ballon d'Or winner, should have been Vinny, but should have, you know, it happens, I guess. After that ACL, you know, you still got to get back to peak form. You're just not coming back after a few games. But I'm pretty sure you guys, I think Man City has played 4 games. And before he came back, you guys were on a win streak. But when Rodri came back, y'all guys are like drawing games, losing games, and not looking too good. I just watched the game today. You guys beat Wolves, but it's Wolves. They're last. They're booty. They're baloney. They're buffoonery. But Bordeaux Glimp is a different low, man. Bordeaux Glimp is a different low. And while I'm watching the game, the only guy that want to go in and fight right now is Ryan Cherky. Man's barely even starting games for Pep right now. He's coming in as a super sub. Now, I don't remember if he started for the Champions League game this past week, but that doesn't matter. He's the only guy that scored. Haaland, what are you doing, man? You don't look dangerous in front of goal. Like, you do this every season where, like, the beginning of the season, you're flying. Scoring goals, bang, bang, bang. Oh my God, Haaland, he's gonna have 1 million goals by the end of the season. You know, he's having that. But you get to like this mid-gray area of the season where you just go ghost like you're Danny Phantom, Haaland Phantom. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start calling you Casper or something in the middle of the season. It's like you go in the middle of the season, it's like this crazy gray area. Then you come back and you start banging in goals again. Like, what are you, like, you're so confusing. Like, you're a great player, Haaland. Like, you're a great player. We love you. And I love seeing you at Man City. I love and I love seeing you play under Pep Guardiola. Like you're doing great. But right now you gotta start scoring more. Like, what? So as we get to that game, Roger, you got completely cooked by that one dude in the midfield that took the ball away from you. Completely cooked, completely fried, completely deep fried. After that, you guys just kept on letting in stupid goal after stupid goal. Shout out to that one dude, Hog. He's a baller, man. He's a baller, and he has heart for that team, Bordeaux Glimp. Hopefully he gets to like a lower league, Premier League team or something, because everybody can use a striker nowadays, and he looks very promising. So that's the game that I wanted to start with. I have most of the games put up right here that I wanted to talk about the scores. For Tuesday, I didn't really watch this game. We got Karat versus Club Brugge. Club Brugge 4-1. Ever since they lost to Bayern, ever since that game in the Champions League, they've been flying. They've been cooking. I think they beat Barcelona. I might be wrong. But I know they won like one of those big games, but I think they did beat Barcelona. Barcelona was injured then, so we can give them a pass on that. Next, we have Copenhagen versus Napoli. Anybody in the league right now needs to be looking at Scott McTominay. Again, he scores another goal. This guy is crazy for Napoli. He is playing amazing for Napoli. And honestly, with KDB being there in the midfield, I do feel like it's slowing McTominay down a little bit. It's like they're trying to fit KDB in a little bit. But other than that, it was a draw 1-1 against Copenhagen. Next we have Inter versus Arsenal. Bro, Arsenal is the best team in the world right now. And I hate to say it, but their depth, the way that they play, how much chemistry they have, they just look great. I was watching this game firsthand, and the first goal that was scored by Gabriel Jesus was actually like one of the prime Arsenal goals that I've seen from the past years, where they have like the little 1-2 touches, which I thought Jesus was offside, but that looked beautiful. I do think the second goal by Inter was like a deflection, and it kind of hit like outside of the box. I forgot the guy's name, whoever scored. Who's the guy that scored? Who's the guy that scored for Inter? Versus Arsenal. Who's the guy? What was this guy's name that scored for Inter? Who scored for Inter, man? I think his name's Peter Sucic. Is that how you pronounce his name? Peter Sucic. He scored crazy banger outside the goal, man. Beautiful ball. I think ball they were trying to defend it. It bounced outside the box. It was kind of lucky ball, and he banged it into the goal. But then after that, another goal by Gabriel Jesus. This man is flying ever since coming back. Arsenal, they just look dangerous, man. They look way more dangerous just with him playing. And then also we got Viktor Gyökeres scoring a goal. But before that, Viktor Gyökeres was coming down and he was supposed to pass the ball to Saka. He was being a little bit selfish to get the goal himself, but he had ended up missing that pass, and I think he had shot it for himself. But that next play after that, they went down. Viktor went down and scored. Looking good for him. Looking good, but looking good for Arsenal. What can I say? Best team in the world. They are 7-7 in the Champions League right now. They sit first place, which is very, very good for them. Do I think they're gonna win everything? Man, they have a good shot. Bro. They have a good shot. Just the way they play so congested, and then just like their central, like the way that they control the game through the midfield is actually like so hard to break down. If you're not going for like a counter attack, or if you can't press them off of the ball and they're not winning like their 1v1s, or like they're not winning like their second balls or anything like that, it's hard to break them down. But for Inter, it was a good shot, man. It was a good shot, but it's hard to deal with Arsenal right now. They're going for everything right now. We got Olympiacos beating Leverkusen 2-0, which is very disappointing. I didn't watch this game, unfortunately, but Leverkusen, they're not looking that good this year. I don't think they even sit in the top 4 of the Bundesliga right now. I don't think so. I think it is Bayern, Dortmund, Hoffenheim, and Leipzig. So big game right here. Big confidence booster for Real Madrid. They win 6-1 against Monaco, which is actually huge for them. That's actually so huge for them, because prior to that, Barcelona dropping points to Real Sociedad. Past weekend they had dropped points to them, and I think after that happened, that kind of gave Real Madrid like that confidence boost, like, yo, we're 1 point behind them in the league, we still got this, let's keep fighting, let's keep going. But they win 6-1 against Monaco, which they're not a great team. I don't know where they sit in the league right now. I don't think it's great though. I want to say like 8 or 6-ish. What's the name? But Kylian Mbappe scoring 2, starting off the game. Then we got Massantuano scoring another one. Vinicius Jr. scoring a goal, and his celebration after scoring was heartfelt, very warm. He goes over there. He doesn't even celebrate. He goes and goes and hugs Abelor for believing in him. And if you guys listen to like the press conferences with him and Abelor, it's always like, yo, we need Vinny. If we're going to win anything, we need Vinny at his best if we're going to win anything. And that's actually like good to hear from your coach, because I'm pretty sure when Xavi Alonso came in, he was kind of, I wouldn't say arrogant, but he was more like, yo, there's gonna be changes around here. I'm gonna be dropping Vinny from a couple games, da 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 da, and that didn't sit with Vinny well. Even after Vinny getting subbed off in the El Clasico, like he hated it. He was screaming. He was walking off the pitch. He was not happy. But right now, he believes in his coach, and you can see it from his recent performances. He's been hooping. Even in the most recent El Clasico, Vinny was the best player, and that's without a doubt, man. That's without a doubt. Vinny was the best player. Nutmegging Koundé, going for a goal, beautiful goal. That goal had me off my feet. And I'm not even a Madrid. I'm a Bayern fan, and for me to get off my feet for a Madrid fan means something. And that's also partly because like I was talking with my friends and I was shit talking them, saying that they were going to lose to Barcelona, even though Barcelona was flying. Which they almost lost. They almost lost to El Clasico, and I think if they play again, it'll be a good head-to-head match. I don't want to call who's gonna win because I can't really call it because they just lost to them, you know. But Vinicius Junior scoring, Jude Bellingham scoring. Next we have Sporting versus Paris Saint-Germain. This game, it's just one of them. It's just one of them seasons for PSG. First of all, let me start with that. Let me start with their season that they've been having. Their season has been filled with highs and lows, from injuries, from also winning the Sextuple last season. And I see that with the increasing amount of games that the world of soccer is having, right? It's very hard for a team to be consistently at the top because, like, you're playing 3 games a week consistently. 90 minutes, like you're gonna be tired. You're also training in between that. And personally, like I saw it today from my team Bayern losing to Augsburg, and you know what? We're not even gonna go on that point right now. We're talking about PSG. So I'm seeing it from PSG. They're not as clinical as they was last year. Granted, there's a lot of people that's coming back from injuries and all that, but it's more frustrating because you know the heights that this team can reach. When PSG caught fire last season, it was without a doubt like nobody's playing better than them. They're on fire. They're dominating teams. They dominated an Arsenal team that was not that bad at all. That was an Arsenal team that just beat Real Madrid. With Declan Rice having phenomenal games. Excuse me. But PSG, they lose to Sporting 2-1, which is a shocker, but it was a back and forth game. Who scored? Okay, Luis Suarez with a brace. One in the 74th minute and then another in the 79th minute. And he gets like a Fugazi goal for the first goal where it was like a deflection and it just kind of landed in his feet. And then the second goal was a beautifully headed goal in the corner. Kvaratskhelia, Kvaratskhelia, he gets subbed on, I think around like the 56th, maybe 60th minute, and he scores a goal, and then it gives PSG a little bit of life. But it's so hard to watch this team go through so many ups and downs, knowing like the actual, the word I'm looking for. God help me out. The actual talent that this guy, like the heights that this team could reach. It's very hard to watch. After that, we got Tottenham versus Dortmund. I had Dortmund for this game. I thought Dortmund was going to win, especially seeing Tottenham's previous form, which has not been good. It has not been good in their league. They have been getting, they have been getting not dog walk, but they have not been winning games. I don't really trust their coach in many areas of the pitch. I think the way that he decides to not bring Mathis Tel to the Champions League squad is very frustrating. But Tottenham do win 2-0 to a 10-man down Borussia Dortmund team. Even before that, Dortmund was getting dominated, to be honest. I was watching the game and Dortmund couldn't really create as many chances as Tottenham was creating. And Tottenham just looked like the completely better team from the striker to the goalkeeper, if I'm being completely honest with you. Last game for Tuesday's matches, we got Villarreal versus Ajax. Ajax actually getting a dub here. And this is what I mean. Villarreal is actually like doing horrible in the league. They're not putting on a show for the La Liga teams at all. Even though Villarreal in the league, I think they do sit third. Villarreal, they sit third in the La Liga table right now. And they play Real Madrid today or tomorrow? I think tomorrow. Excuse me. So that was it for the Tuesday matches, bro. The table shape shifted a little bit. But I do want to just go ahead, hop straight into the Barcelona game because I got a lot of stuff to talk about this game, bro. Barcelona, they have to be the most luckiest team of all time. They do. Right now, they sit ninth place, bro. And they needed so many teams to come up for them that it's actually ridiculous. First of all, Barcelona win 4-2, right? And I think before that, let me look it up. Okay, well, forget it. Honestly, I don't remember where Barcelona was at in the table. But I do know for a fact they needed a lot of teams to come through for them. And all the teams that I had that was going to lose, they actually won. And Barcelona is now in ninth place. Basically, going to avoid a playoff spot because they play a weak team next week. But that game with Barcelona was very, very wide open, which I always expect from a Barcelona team. No hate. They have Hansi Flick, and he plays kamikaze football. That's how he likes to play, and they play great kamikaze football. You're going to play me. I'm going to outscore you, and if you score, okay, I don't care. I'm still going to score more than you. That's how they play. What's the name? And there's nothing wrong with that. It was just like first goal was from what's this team name, bro? What's this team name? Salvia Pargay? Where are they at in their league? Where are they at in their league? Hold on. Okay, they're first. Never mind. Okay, they be hooping. Okay, they be hooping. But first goal comes from them in the 10th minute. Next goal comes from Fermin Lopez at the 34th minute. And then Fermin scores a brace in the first half of the game. That kid's been crazy. And it's a huge debate right now with Barcelona having probably the best midfield. I'm going to make a separate video on that. I'm not going to speak too much about that, but I don't know, like Fermin Lopez in that midfield, he's always that type of person where you're watching him and you want him to have a shot and he's going to take that shot. And I love that about him. What's his name? Next goal comes from Robert Lewandowski. It's an own goal for Xavier Pargay, making it 2-4. Making it 2-2 going into halftime. They come back out of halftime, guns blazing again. Danny Olmo comes on the game, scores, and then Robert Lewandowski, the GOAT, scores again. Which is just how Barcelona play. And I had no doubt that Barcelona was gonna win this game. I always knew like Barcelona, they're gonna that their back line is gonna be open and they're gonna play open and play very risky type of football. So that's without a doubt. So I had Barcelona going down, or I had this game being a lot closer than it was, which this game wasn't really that close. At one point it was 2-2. But yeah, Barcelona win. They're up in ninth place now, which I do think that avoids playoffs, or they're gonna be probably top 8 next week. This table's gonna shift around a lot. Come next week. Next game I want to talk about is Bayern versus, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Union Saint Gallo. I don't know how to pronounce that. Bayern won 2-0. Which was it was like another kind of boring Bayern performance. Honestly, I'm watching the game through and through, and it's like they show up, they score goals, they go home. They didn't have the elytras at all. It was kind of a boring game to watch. So that was just another day in the office for Bayern. Kane scores a brace, and that's what happened. We got Chelsea winning Caicedo, man. Kid, you might be something special. That head of yours might be something special. Caicedo scores 1-0 against Paphos. And Chelsea, they're finding a little bit of form, man. They've been having consistent games. I haven't been seeing any crazy headlines of them losing or anything like that. So and plus I haven't been keeping up with Chelsea that much. Which I'm gonna start keeping up with Chelsea more. I just I keep up with it like on Twitter and stuff like that. But they've been finding a little bit of form recently. And they've been doing pretty good in the Champions League, bro. Getting a win at Barcelona is big for them. Even though it was like an injured Barcelona, I think they play again, it'll be a closer match. But next, we have Newcastle United versus PSV. PSV is first in their league, but Newcastle just walked them down. 3-0 victory. Another day in the office for them. Nothing crazy. Big game that I want to talk about is Juve versus Benfica. I was actually watching this game. This is the second game that I was watching because I really wanted Benfica to win. Man, Benfica, they're a good squad. They have Ivanovic just sitting on the bench, which they spent like 9 mil for, and he's a good striker. He's a good number 9. Bring him out, like, bro, let him play. But Wesley McKennie getting a goal. This man's in form. He keeps scoring for Juve in the Champions League, and it's good to see a United States player score for us. Go ahead, Wesley. And who's the other guy that scored? Turam. Yeah, Turam. I think he plays in the midfield, or he might play out on the wing. I think he plays in the midfield though.
Hello, child.
Somebody else. But so yeah, he ended up scoring, opening up the game 1-0. Then Wesley McKennie knocks it off to make it 2-0. Atlanta versus Athletic Club. That was a good game, right? That was a good game. That game ends 2-3, and that's actually crazy because Athletic Club in La Liga have been doing absolutely dog water. They have been doing absolutely poo-poo in the league. They're not playing very well at all. But they do win 3-2 with beautiful crosses into the box. They just kept on opening up Atlanta over and over again. And I just felt like Atlanta didn't even really... They probably underestimated their opponent a little bit. But they do end up scoring 2 goals. Who ended up scoring? Athletic Club, Nico Serrano, and Nico Williams was even playing for Athletic Club. Robert Navarro and Harvey Barnes, they ended up scoring. And Atlanta, let me look at that. Let me look up the 2 scores for Atlanta. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce these names. Oh, these names are crazy. Well, just know that Atlanta got 2 goals, Mud.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yo, what's up?
What up, gangster?
I'm recording a video. Give me a second.
Oh, okay.
So after that, we got Eintracht Frankfurt versus Karabag, and this game was actually like very entertaining, even it being a Middle Eastern team versus a Bundesliga match. Eintracht Frankfurt, bro, they have a great midfield, they have a great offense, but when it comes to their defense, it's just questionable every single time, man. Like this defense that they just play so wide open, and they don't have the defenders to get back. Karabag, they end up going down. I think they end up going down. They might go down 2-0. Okay, so yeah, Karabag, they go down 2-1 with Helmo Duran scoring in the 4th minute and the 80th minute, and Masta Vanzanda, I don't know how to pronounce that, scores in the 90th minute in extra time, with Can Uzun scoring in the 10th minute and Chabali scoring in the 78th minute with a pin. This game was actually very, very, very entertaining to watch. But like I was saying, it has to be frustrating for Eintracht Frankfurt being so close, knowing that you could constantly score goals and not actually win the match or close it out. Galatasaray versus Atletico Madrid 1-1. Kind of boring game to watch. Atletico Madrid, you guys are really just disappointing me, knowing the talent that you guys have. But Diego Simeone's son actually scored, so that was fun to watch. Next we have Marseille versus Liverpool. Liverpool, clap it up, bro. I think you guys are currently losing right now. Oh, you guys are currently losing 2-0. Jesus Christ. And I'm not using streamies. You guys don't see that. What's the name? But you guys are losing 2-0. This has to be brutal. I think he's out of there. I even said if Liverpool lose to Marseille, you can see Arne Slot being sacked and they're picking up Javi in a heartbeat. But you guys do get a 3-0 victory with Dominic Szoboszlai hitting a beautiful goal. You guys got an own goal and Cody Gakpo closing it off. I'm really disappointed in Marseille. Marseille, they've been playing very well this year, and I really expected them to put on a better performance than what they have been. But yeah, that's kind of a very underwhelming performance. I really thought you guys were going to put up more of a fight against Liverpool. I guess there was just too much. And yeah, guys, I think that's all the games from Tuesday and Wednesday that I had to speak about. Yeah, that's it, bro. Seriously, guys, if you did enjoy this video, thank you so much. I'm one person, I can't really watch every single game, but I try to watch the highlights and try to give like my opinion of what I saw. Next week's a big week though, so next week we're not 2 weeks off from the Champions League. Next week this table's about to shapeshift, bro. This table's about to take form. We got a couple big games coming up next week, but again, thank you guys so much. Shout out to all my friends that be giving me props on these videos and how they've been liking them. Fumbi, Moses, Mark, shout out to you guys. Appreciate it. It really means the world to me. But I hope you guys liked this one. I'm gonna have more editing coming into these videos to kind of split it up. But yeah, appreciate it. I'm about to go out and record another video very soon about Pedri. I want to do like a specific video on him and how important he is to Barcelona, because that's a big loss for them, bro. That's a big loss. I didn't speak about that. Dang, but yeah, Pedri, he did come off with an injury against don't know how to pronounce that team's name, but they beat him 4-2, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, Pedri's a big loss. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Again, thank you guys so much, and I love you. Thank you. Bye.